Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, you can find your way, babe. Your way, babe. Yeah, take a look around you, you can find your way, babe. Yeah, I talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice payday. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure. This my kingdom, nigga. Stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors they showing. I'm real, nigga. I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound and just vibe with it. Same truth and we die with it. I see it like it's an optical. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of me to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your eyes like it's topical. Clearly now, the pain is gone. The fame is on and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines when you find out. End game getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Yeah, talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. It's an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on this throne. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. Saw your main girl in the private section, yeah.
Hey, yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Coming at me like that, like whoa, yeah. Yeah, coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like wish that I care, but I don't. And I swear, if you want, we can flow. Coming ready for the smoke. Murder she wrote, but I don't even dare. I got places to go. Coming ready for the show. Sacred the goat. We got royal affairs. We gon' win on the low. Coming ready for the glow. You taking notes, have a seat, take a chair. You may think that we cold. Coming ready for the snow. Try to bear the weight, but it's too heavy. Try to get away, but it's too deadly. Gotta keep it sharp, so we stay edgy. Can I get ahead, so we stay ready? Coming at me, that's sad, that's joke. I cannot believe these lies, I'm woke. All that agree, but why you broke? When y'all need, come get your folk.
I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you.
Coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like. I never sit back, I'ma go and get that. I just wanna give back. People call me Big Black. I just got my whip back. Asked me when I got here, told her that I've been back. Brought a couple wins back, double cup of no act. I don't really have beef, but I'm still a Big Mac. And you know I got green. Now we bridging the gap flow with me and my team, cause we know how to scrap when you making a scene. Came up from the dirt. Yeah, I know my worth. No, I will not sell. Niggas gotta work. Do not kiss and tell. No, I do not serve. But I'll ride these waves. So get up off my turf.
I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay.
He's heating up!
Watch what you say, watch what you.
Coming at me like that, like whoa. I don't even feel like that, like whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Go to the fucking gym.
Go to the fucking gym.
Stop saying that!
Go to the fucking gym.
Go to the fucking gym.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule.
Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Mancast.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3006 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode, and today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everston K2, flexing on all you Today's Swole card is SwoleFam, hashtag SwoleFam in the comments down below for a chance to win. Make sure that you are following in the Daily Swole Telegram chat if you're a member, or on Rumble for a chance to win the card. And make sure that you head on over to swolenormousx.com to join the fam today to get access to all of our programs, yoga, meditation, master classes, and so much more. We do have the Swolenormous app that will be launching soon, so very excited for that. It's going to revolutionize the entire platform. So make sure that you are ready and lock in your membership today, because it's going to be Litty Mick Titterson. And of course, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, make sure that you check out this weekend's episodes. They were fire. And if you haven't, go and subscribe on Spotify, subscribe on Apple Podcast, and leave us a 5-star review if you enjoyed the show, and I'm sure you do. So make sure you do that and write a review if you can. It helps tremendously. Fam, we're going to get into, we got to get the sidebar, the correct sidebar up, because it's Accountability Monday. We got some Swole Fam posts. Every single weekend, I send out a few Swole texts, and on Sunday, I ask, what are these Swole Fam? What are you working on this week? And how specifically are you going to accomplish those goals? So what's your focus for the week? And what are you going to do to make sure that that is a success? So let's get into the first Swole Fam responses for the accountability text, and then we'll get into some of those new releases. And if you have a question,
what's in the box?
You could drop it, and we'll take a couple throughout the show. If you have them, hashtag AskPapaSwolio, just drop that in the chat. But we're going to start off with these Swole Fam posts. We got one from, or responses on Swole Text. We got this one from Debbie, which is for some reason off the screen. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Sometimes if I zoom in on an image on another slide, and then this one's off center. Debbie says, I'm working on getting adequate sleep. The kids start school really soon, and since they go to another district, we have to meet the bus at 6:20 a.m. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I will have to get up at 4:20 just to have time to wake up and get their breakfast ready. This is such a huge problem with public education. I mean, this might not even be a public school. Chances are it is. But it's so fucking gross. There's no reason that children should be getting up at 4 or 5. Now, I understand if you're working in the fields, in the sense that if you work on a farm and you're up helping, you go back 100 years or so, 200 years, in some places still today, you're getting up early. But there's no reason why you have to get on the bus at 6:20 a.m. Kids are not getting sleep. They're not getting sleep. And the problem is these schools don't really educate your kids. They just tell them what to think, and they give them a lot of work, so they're up late at night and they're not getting enough sleep. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I remember, do you guys remember what time your school started? I know it depends on what year you are, but high school. My high school started, I'm trying to think accurately, I believe it was 7:50. I believe it was 7:50 a.m. Fortunately for me, I lived pretty close to my high school. So even if I did take the bus, it was really just from my stop, it was like 5 minutes because it was just down the hill. But 7:50, it's still really early, but 6:20 a.m. And a lot of this is because it needs to be before parents go to work. But still, I mean, some parents even work earlier than that. That's just, you're not allowing your child to get sleep. It's really crazy. Really crazy. Really crazy. I think it's way too early. But I hear you, Debbie, but that's nuts. I just wanted to rant on that a little bit. Jesse says, focusing on my energy output and impact on inspiring and motivating others, I have 2 days of guest coaching opportunity to prove my abilities as an exceptional coach in the Charlotte area. So I'll be getting good sleep before those days to be at my best, prepare thoroughly, having plenty of modifications and challenges to the workouts that I'm coaching, eating healthier now that the budget is in a much better place, farm-raised chicken, and beef is back on the menu this month because you always perform better when you feel better. Thanks for the accountability. Indeed, if you are expecting to have good performance and you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, a couple of the episodes over the past weekend were about sleep. I've been getting a lot of sleep questions lately, so it's very important. It's more important than food. You can go longer without food than you can without sleep. And if you're not getting quality sleep, and unfortunately most people are not getting quality sleep, but it's also they're not putting quality food in their body. So you're not fueling your body, you're not recovering your body, you're not recovering, period. So you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, and then everything's going to go to shit as a result of that. So thank you for the response, Jesse, and I agree. Leslie says, I'm really needing to improve my hydration and water intake. To accomplish this, I will drink on a set schedule, 16 ounces of water in the morning while getting ready for work, 16 ounces when I get to work with added electrolytes, and 16 ounces with lunch, 16 with electrolytes on my drive home, trying to get this dialed in because, as we all know, hydration is key. I agree. What I would recommend is get your electrolytes first thing in the morning while getting ready for work. Don't wait till you get to work with that. Do it first thing. I'm not sure why you're doing it that way, but you want to get that water with electrolytes in first thing. That's what I do. First thing, water and electrolytes. You want to give your body time to absorb that. So I would switch that. If there's a reason specifically why you're waiting, don't, in my experience. In my opinion, I don't. And I recommend you try it that way too. Marshall says, day 3 of swole season. Legs alpha was brutal. Ready for Swolga tomorrow. Good man. How many of you are doing swole season still? I know a lot of you are on Maximum Swole. You probably remember the first time you did legs alpha and all that. So good for you. Stay consistent. And of course, straight and to the point. Keep consistent. Keep after it. Good stuff. Melissa says, happy Accountability Monday, Papa and fam. I'm going to make this week amazing by being consistently consistent, no matter what life throws at me, specifically executing the 7 pillars daily, keeping my head down, putting in the work, also making myself available to help my mother with anything she needs, post shoulder dislocation. Thank you for keeping us accountable, Papa. From Melissa, Accountability Monday, hashtag only milk. Jeez. Only milk.
We choose truth over facts.
Ah, yes, only milk. Leslie in the Telegram chat says, I'll definitely do that, Papa. Okay, cool. I just wondered if maybe you tried that. No, I felt nauseous or I didn't feel good, but try that first thing. You want to get that in as soon as possible. I think you'll feel even better. By the time you get to work, you'll already feel great for having those electrolytes in. Pedro says, after my injury, I have been having to go easy for the last week since diagnosis. Plan for this week is 4 days of lifting for my right side, with the exception being legs, chest, and tries, and then back and buys, and then shoulders. The other 3 days will be, or all that on one. I don't know what that split was, if I read that properly. 4 days, legs, and then chest and try, and then back and buy, and then shoulders. The other 3 days will be focusing on 30-minute Swolga sessions, and also incorporating my physical therapy exercises twice daily, trying to get my mobility and flexibility, and refocusing on daily protein consumption to 220 grams per day average. Wow. All right.
Wow.
Good luck with that protein. That's a lot, but good stuff. Hopefully you have a rapid recovery. Since Pedro is now, not, well, I was going to make a joke about that, but I'll leave it there. Pedro he has a partial or a minor tear of his pec. So he might have posted, I'm not sure if he posted pictures in the Telegram chat or not. You saw like the bruising and things like that, but at least it wasn't a full tear and needed surgery or anything. So that's good news. It just takes a long time, or it seems like a long time to recover but it's much better than needing to go in and having invasive surgery. Rihanna says, this week I'm focusing on getting my water intake back on track by drinking at least 1.5 liters a day. 1.5. And doing at least 5-minute brain gains before bed each night. Going to start Swole Mastery Phase 1 as well. Good for you. 1.5 liters a day. That's not much. It might be enough. Make sure you're getting your electrolytes in too, Rihanna. So make sure, and a lot of people overdrink water without electrolytes. So just make sure 1.5 liters is not that much water. That's not that much water, to be honest. But just keep that in mind. More water isn't necessarily better, especially if you're not getting the electrolyte balance. But what's 1.5 liters? Like 40 ounces of water a day? A good baseline is half your body weight in ounces. So that's like a minimum. So if you're 200 pounds, 100 ounces in water. But of course, you want electrolytes there too. I would be very thirsty at 1.5 liters. But of course, you're not going to need as much. A lot of people overdrink water and they don't get enough of the electrolytes. So they overdrink and they still cramp or they still have issues because they're drinking too much water but not getting the solutes that they need. TJ, last one, trying to gain mass, so going to start eating more meat and eggs, pushing for 2.5 pounds of meat and 8 to 12 eggs a day. Jesus Christ.
The little rascal has
Good luck with that. I don't know if you're living with anyone or if anyone has to use the bathroom after you, but that is going to be a spicy meatball, TJ. 2.5 pounds of meat and 8 to 12 eggs a day. I don't eat that much. I don't eat that much meat. Just saying. I don't even eat that much. So again, protein's important, but at the same time, it's not, you don't need necessarily a gram per pound or more than a gram per pound. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different, maybe based on what you prefer in terms of your macros. But just keep that in mind, TJ. You don't have to hold yourself to that if you find that hard to maintain, because goodness gracious, I don't even think I eat. Yeah, I don't even eat 2 pounds of meat a day. I don't even think I eat more than a pound, to be honest. Depends on the day, I suppose. Depends on if I have raw dairy on hand and this, that, and the other. But sounds good to me. Sounds tasty, that's for sure. That's a lot of food, but good for you. Good for you. Good for you. You got to find what works. And the best thing to do is to focus on those quality, nutritious foods, and then you can back off and you can adjust and, tweak here and there. All right, let's get into some releases. And if you have any questions, you could drop in the chat, #AskPapaSwole. We're going to move right along. If you don't have questions, we'll do the releases and then on with the day. So just make sure if you have questions, you could drop in the comments. And of course, use the #SwoleFam for a chance to win today's Swole card. Give that away at the end of today's episode. Are you ready? Let's get into some of those releases. Drum roll. First one. And we're really filling out and we're really releasing a lot of these for our brand new, we already have the meal prep section, but when the app launches, we want to make it really easy for people to find recipes and things that you can cook in bulk. Because I think a lot of you already know if you're experimenting, doing the elimination diet, it's easy to make food for yourself. It's harder to make food for multiple days or for multiple people and to project that kind of cooking prowess into the future. So you might not have your ratios or cook enough or this, that, and the other. So a lot of times when you have certain foods or certain meals or certain things to prepare in advance, you can make them more mobile. If you're running around, egg and veggie muffins, like these things are great using a muffin tray. They can be very effective for people that want to grab something with their fingers. I always talk about meatballs. For me, whenever anyone asks on the show, what do you do if you're on the run? What do you do if you're traveling a lot or you're in the car? I would just eat the same food I would normally eat at home, just in the car. I would eat the steak and have it chopped up and eat it with my fingers or a fork at a red light or something. But this is another great way to prepare food that you can have and just grab with your finger, pop it in your mouth. Egg and veggie muffins. So one of the strategies. And of course, if you go to these recipes and you don't want, I don't know, whatever the hell is that? You got too much green stuff in there for my liking, but you got a piece of spinach or something. You could always remove some of these things so you can experiment and customize with how you like to eat. We also have chicken and asparagus and rice bulk meal prep. So these are just some classics. And again, the more you practice cooking in bulk, the better that you'll get with cooking anything in bulk. You just start to learn how to really what these things are doing. And what the recipes will do for you is it'll teach you how to be efficient in the kitchen, and it'll teach you how to make food in general and all the different ways you can cook. So this could be something fun for you to learn and try different things on the weekend. And then if you find something that you like, cool, we'll try to have some sort of comparable meal prep option that you can, hey, I could do this in bulk. So it's like, hey, take 10 or 20 chicken breasts and put this on a tray and then use. It's a great way to prepare in advance, and it'll save you time. Because if you're going to be eating the same foods for the same meal for a few days in a row, why stress yourself out every single night coming back from work, trying to make the meal for tomorrow, trying to make this? Some of you might like to do that. It could be your meditation. It could be something you unwind, listen to the podcast, listen to the Daily Swole, make dinner for yourself. But you can also be more efficient, make food in advance for a few days, and then you can save time and use that for extra exercise or a Swolga class or a Swollen 7 or to read or to meditate or do something else rather than be cooking every day. So some other additional ideas. So chicken and asparagus with rice and egg and veggie muffins. And of course, even when the app launches, you're still going to have new recipes every week. Of course, we do new releases every week. We do new yoga every week. We usually have new merch every week. And of course, once the app launches, we're going to be kind of expanding what we do and what we add and the type of content that we focus more on a regular basis. So very exciting stuff. We have one more. Someone said meatballs in the comments. Michelle says made 30 bison meatballs for food prep. Well, this isn't bison, but it is a spicy meatball. Spicy lamb meatballs.
Wow.
Spicy lamb meatballs. So if you are a lamb fan, fan of lamb? Lamb fam? Any, you guys like lamb fam? All right, I'll stop. So if you maybe get tired of beef, I don't know why you would, but if you want a different flavor, a little different texture, or a place you find, hey, this place has got grass-fed lamb. I see that in supermarkets all the time next to the beef. You can try some spicy lamb meatballs. Maybe you like it. Maybe you just want to try it one time and you may like it, you may not, whatever. But of course, if you look at this, spicy lamb meatballs, obviously, what can you swap out for the lamb? You could swap out beef. You could swap out whatever else you want to make into a meatball. So this just teaches you how to make it with lamb. It doesn't mean that you can't use beef or grind up chicken or whatever the hell you guys want to do. I don't even really care how you prepare your food for the most part. Again, if you have sensitivities, if you have issues, you want to make sure that you're testing these things. You want to make sure that you're not just putting stuff in your mouth and, well, I'm having all these issues, but I don't know what it is. Then you have to start removing things. But if you feel good and you feel good with certain foods and you know which foods work best for your body and how to prepare them so you can tolerate them the best, then you can experiment and eat them in the manner that you see fit, that you can be consistent with, because really consistency is paramount. You can't be good with your nutrition once in a while. You want to be hitting that nail on the head over and over again, because that's going to give you the best chance to be successful as you are able to fine tune here and there and make it better over time. Okay, let's see. We got a couple featured classes for this week. In the featured yoga section, or featured class section, Express Jungle Flow with Rachel, but I took liberty with her name. Express Jungle Flow with Rachel. We also have featured Swollen 7, Mobility Round 12. And this week's featured workout is Legs Ignite number 4. So check those out in the featured Swole Studio section. Very excited about some of the new things that we have planned for the app release. And I saw Cerny saying, wouldn't it be nice if this week that we're announcing that the release today is the app? And I know you want that. I don't know why, I honestly, I don't know why Cerny is so excited about the app. all right. I know it might be hard to digest this information. I'm making it very clear. This will be available on iOS, on iPhone, and it will be available on Android. I do not have any updates on the Jitterbug operating system. So I wish I could. I wish we had the ability, but the developers said that we can only have iOS and Android. We will not have it for Jitterbug. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break it to you. Okay. Just please stop asking. It's just not possible. So Cerny's going to be using the Swolenormous Jitterbug app, and it's going to look like Snake. She's like going like one of those big, oversized Nokias. Just ding, 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 ding. I'm doing my Swollen 7. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Anyway, damn it. Yeah. Shit. I'm just reminding you. I know you forgot from last week, but I'm just going to tell you every week. Every week. No Jitterbug. iOS and Android only. I'm sorry. But it's going to be really cool if you have, Apple AirPlay and stuff on your phone. Boom, you just put it up. I'm still using it, and I'm still, because I have the test app. I have the test app, and I can update and I can adjust. So it's really cool, the usability. And of course, after we launch it, we're still going to be tweaking. We'll still be updating and stuff. Like you'll update and download new versions of any app. Just make sure that you keep your app updated. You can set your phone to automatically download new updates. And of course, we're here on the show every day, so I'll be telling you, hey, there's a brand new update. Make sure you update your app. Probably try to do that. If we do, it try to keep it as infrequently as possible. But of course, if there's a new update, it won't break anything that you're using. It just will, next time you update the app, then you'll see the changes. But we have it pretty solid for the way we want to do it. Danny question. Danny is asking, will the app have a feature that will record our weights used for our previous workouts? I don't, not in the sense of having something like a pull down tab where it's going to log it directly. There will be, I don't want to give anything away or not give anything away, but it's not going to be like one of those generic like trainer apps that people have and they just like, they all look the same and someone, you know, because there's a lot of people that are personal trainers and that want to have an online app. So you have these companies that run a generic app that's the same structure that's designed for like logging and tracking and all that stuff. And then someone signs up, they kind of quote make an app for them, but it's pretty much the same as everyone else looks, but it's just their name. So it'll be like xcompany.com/their name. And then it's kind of like a white labeled app, but it's really all the same as everyone else's app, just with their own maybe personal content in their own structure. So it's not going to be something where you have the workout and you're able to log directly and there's a spot for the logging. Like that's not what this app is designed to do, because we have way too much content that is not the same as what other people have. And the reason why some of those things can be effective is because most people that do fitness stuff or that want to have their stuff accessible via the internet will have a exercise program. They will have a workout program, or you'll see a yoga app. Okay. So people have yoga apps. There are people that have stuff that does bodybuilding. You know, there's food tracking and nutrition apps, but you're piecing together 5, 6, 7 different apps. So of course, what we're doing here, and we already do in Swolenormous X, and what this app will do is you'll have everything in one place. So it may not have all the features specifically of something that's only focusing just on training, because we have master classes, we have many different types of programs and Swollen 7s and follow along workouts and all the Maximum Swole and all the full customizable programs. And we have all these other different sections. So that to allow for those specific types of, for those specific features, it's not something that's easily accomplished when it's a small portion of what the app does. If that was the only thing the app does, that makes a little bit more sense. But I also don't want to say no, because we made some updates yesterday. And the reason why I wanted to say that, I just want to quell. I'm not going to tell you guys, oh, this is going to do this, that, and the other, and then you expect something. I don't want to have expectations that is not, that's not accurate. So I want to manage your expectations. It's amazing. But yesterday we came across an amazing new way to something that I didn't expect. So I've mentioned this before, and Danny, this kind of goes to your question. There's been some things that I want to add, and at every turn, I'll be honest. At every turn, I've been very, very impressed. Because I am able to use the app on my phone, so I'm able to be on my laptop or computer and make changes and then open it up on my phone and see how it looks. So I'm able to actually test it. It's still just beta. It's not like the full usability, but I can really pretty much use it the way that it's going to be used. So I can see, oh, I like that there. I like the way that looks. That functions really well. And at every turn, I've been impressed. And it's actually been better than I thought it was. And for the context, yesterday, I discovered something that fucking blew me away. I didn't even know it was possible. So I don't want to say, what I will say, oh God. I want to say, like for Danny, I want to say no in the sense that maybe what you're seeing in terms of like having a block, but it's possible. It depends on how I'm able to do this. So I have to like discuss it with the developers and really get some some answers after yesterday. And this is literally fresh from yesterday. So as much as I can't give a specific answer to that in a good way, I can't give you like a straight yes or no, because it depends on how or what my options are for something that I just discovered yesterday. So there's a really, really cool feature that I'm not going to give away. I'm not saying it until I see it until I know exactly what the functionality and the usability is. But it's really cool. It's really cool. And yeah, it's frustrating to not, because again, I want to talk it up. I want to get you guys excited. I want to give you details and teasers, but I don't want to, if it's not etched in stone, if I'm not 100% sure, I don't want to say something that might not result, or I might have to be like, no, remember I mentioned that? No, we can't do that. But I'm trying to. So I'm trying to see if the cool thing that I figured out yesterday will be able to be implemented for that purpose. So it could be easier for you to, so it could be possible for you to do, for it to be both things. I know I'm not making sense. I shouldn't have said anything. It's elusive. I know. So it's possible, Danny. It's possible, but it depends on what information and feedback I get from some things we're working on. Anyway, I don't even know if I said anything that was coherent, but it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Bottom line, it's going to, for anyone that might just be new and listening to this, the app improves on, the most important thing for the app is to improve on all the things that, because of course the website is mobile optimized, but this is going to solve a lot of the pain points. So you're going to have things, and I've already given some teasers, you're going to have offline downloads. So if you want to, maybe you don't get good service at work or at home or some places, you could download yoga classes and brain gains and stuff in the app. Of course, you delete the app, you lose the products, right? So you can download on Wi-Fi whatever you need, and then you can watch them offline. So you could be in airplane mode, or you can watch the yoga class because you don't get good service during your lunch break at your work, or you can connect to Wi-Fi or whatever it is. Or you go camping and you want a meditation and stuff like that. So you'll be able to open the app and it'll be downloaded within the app. There's a whole section where you can go and access your audio and video download. So it's really cool. So there's that. There's awesome playlists, calendar scheduling. There's some really, really cool features. And I know I'm edging you, but once you see it, it's going to really blow your nips off. It's awesome. It's just a more efficient and a much better way to access all of the, so it's all your favorite content, but the usability and the way you can search and jump from different things and how fast it is really absolutely awesome. It's absolutely awesome. All right. But also, actually, you know, and I'm glad Danny brought this up. I actually don't recommend, to be honest, I actually don't recommend using any app to record your workouts. I can't stand that personally. So that feature is not super, I understand that a lot of people want that, but I don't want you on your phone in the gym. Like if you're in the gym, you should be, I mean, and this is what I'm going to do. There's actually going to be, I'll give this away. I'm going to be doing a masterclass showing how I log my training, because I use a composition book. I like to write it. I like to see it. I don't want it in a phone and app. I like a physical copy, because then, you know, no matter where I am, I don't need to be on my phone to have my workouts. I can look and see what I did last time, but I'll show you how I actually track it, how I write the things down, what these symbols mean, because I do it my own personal way, because I like to be dynamic and write notes and do whatever I want, wherever I want. I don't want to be restricted. I want to put like this exercise and, you know, have a pull down menu with how many sets and reps. I don't want to be on my phone logging it in. I like a physical, because also when you have things in an app, it doesn't give you any, it doesn't show you how much you've done and how much you've accomplished. It really doesn't. I know it can be efficient and it's kind of cool, but one, app crashes, or your phone, you don't have power. It's like you can't access your workouts. when I have a composition book and I see a whole book and I'm at the end and I see all these pages of all these fucking workouts and everything, it's just that physical, it's just a history of all the effort I put in. So I have like several of these beat up composition books. There's dirt all over them. The covers are all bent. They're all soft and can be rolled up. But I can see every date. I can go to the date and see how I felt. I can write notes in the corner and I can see all my stuff. And having that physical representation of all the work, every page is like a brutal workout. It's effort, it's consistency. It's just seeing that physically, I think is very important. I guess it depends on the generation, but I've tried. I remember trying once in like a notepad file and I fucking hated it. Because you can organize that stuff well on your iPhone. Like you could really just, if you want to do it like that, it's probably notepad on your iPhone is probably the best way. You know, it's probably even better than apps because you can have folders, you can have different sections, and you can really have the same workout and open up that note file and really track it that way. You can have grids and all that stuff in your notepad. Like Apple Notepad is really great. But man, I can't stand digitally tracking shit. I can't stand it. I can't stand it personally. But I'm also aware that I'm not, you know, the way I use apps and stuff is not necessarily the way you guys use the apps. And this is why it's exciting. This is why the app is exciting. So when, you know, when we have the beta release and stuff, it's going to be exciting to see how you all use it. So that's the thing. This is my content. Swolenormous X I created. We have all the content in there. So I know the way I think about the app and the way I think about X, the way this is being created is going to be different than the way maybe you use it. So the things, and of course, when you're creating an app, the way I'm making this and the way this is all being put together, it has to be with a certain mindset of future proofing of 5 years, 10 years down the road, things that we're looking to create and what would be the best setup for long term. So when you're creating something like this, there's that, it's a whole different process. So I have to think about things that you guys aren't even going to, you guys just have to go and enjoy it and use it and this, that, and the other. So the way you use it is going to be interesting. And that's why, like anything, it's going to be a initial beta release. It's going to be really functional. It's going to be great. And then if there are things that everyone agrees, like, oh, it'd be great if we did this, like, hey, this would be better if, and then if we all take a look at it, I'm like, maybe it would be better this. We can try different updates and like, yeah, let's move this here and how people are going to actually use it. So the way I think and the way I anticipate or want people to use it may or may not be the ideal way that people actually will functionally like to use things. So that's the challenge. That's the challenge. So there's always a reason. There's always a reason why we start things, but that's why I want to make sure that we get it up as soon as possible, because then we can start getting the feedback and see how the usability and how people actually like using it. Because it's one thing that I see it, but it's, you guys know, when you're creating something, you look at it over and over. You're looking at it so much. After a while, it just, you know, you're making little tweaks here and there, and there's no perfection. So it just has to be, all right, this is good, this is done. You're not going to know how it is in the wild unless you actually send it out there and get the feedback. So, but I love the paper. I love writing shit down. I love it. I have a highlighter. I love it. The way I do it is great. So that's how I connect. And that's what I want to do is I want to educate you all, because maybe you're thinking, oh, I like doing it digitally. But then if I showed you something with the book, oh, shit, I never thought about doing it like that. That makes it really cool. You know, that's that could be something that maybe you guys get your eyes open to, but showing you how I do it, because maybe you think it's harder than it is or you complicate it. So the way I like to do it is really cool. It's just something I've never looked at the way anyone else does these things. I just do it my way and it works. But again, whatever works for you. So again, circling all the way back, I really appreciate the question, and the answer for Danny is kind of like, it depends on how you're thinking about recording the weights. It depends on how you're perceiving or how maybe apps are things that you've used before. So probably not the way that you might be thinking, that maybe other apps that only do that, or that's their thing is to track, but it's possible that I might be able to have, and I'm holding back on confirming one way or the other until I can see the usability or get some examples from the developers. If I can have things function differently in different places, that'd be awesome. a lot of the stuff that I found that we're going back and forth when developing the app, that there's a lot of things that are possible, but you have to like request it and see if they can, because the code, I mean, it's just really complicated. So it depends on what they're able to do. And of course, you have iOS and you have Android. So maybe something is really easy on Apple, but if you try to do that for Android, it's gonna be a little bit glitchy. There's always things like that too. So that could be a pain in the butt. But we'll see. Trying to make it, but my Android, trying to make it great for everyone. That's another good news. That's another good news. I don't know if I made that clear. It's for iOS and Android. No jitterbug though. No jitterbug, but iOS and Android. I know. So I will have a masterclass on how I track my workouts. That way, those of you that do write things down, oh, cool, I never thought about doing it like that. And then it's just like learning a language. So yeah, I'm gonna do as much as I can to make the app as usable as possible and to, solve all those, as many issues and as much versatility. I really want to make it so if you want to use it or if you want to use it in a certain way, you can. But of course, as you can imagine, the more things you have, you don't want it to be complicated. You don't want it to be, the more things you try to do with anything, the more things you try to do, obviously, it can lead to other complications. So I want to make sure that as long as the quality stays high, we can add different features. So I don't want to make it confusing. Okay, new yoga class. Any other questions? I appreciate the question, Danny.
What's in the box?
Answered that question for like an hour. But yeah, it's great. All right. Yoga. Who's ready for a new yoga class? You are. We got a brand new. Oh, look at the poppers. Oh. Look at the poppers. Look at the poppers. Wind Down Yin Express with Alex. Get a little golf clap. A little popper class. Hold on a second. Wind Down Yin with Alex. So great class, and yeah, always nice. A lot of you have dogs that won't leave you alone when you're doing yoga. Always happens if I do stretching or something and Rufus is there, he has to be like sitting on my face, or his head has to be like, I don't know what it is with dogs. Are like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? You okay? You feeling well? It's like, yeah, dude, just fuck off. So animals always want, or you're doing a downward dog, or you're doing a child's pose and your dog or cat wants to jump on your back or something like that. So anyway, maybe helps you get in a deeper stretch, but great. It's a great class. Alex is fantastic. So it's going to be a great class. Wind Down Yin. So when can you use the Wind Down Yin class? Anytime you need to. Wind down. Express classes, if you don't know, are usually about 30 minutes, give or take a few, and great for anytime you want to de-stress, but also in the evening. So talking about sleep, I don't think I mentioned this. I didn't mention, because we talked about a lot of different things over the weekend episodes about sleep, but also doing meditation at night, doing some yoga at night, having an evening routine. There are a few things that I didn't get to. I kind of went off on a couple different areas of sleep and sleep preparation, but just make sure that you understand that you have to have a whole evening routine, have a whole process, and yin is a great way, and specifically a wind down yin is designed for that kind of evening flow and evening shutdown. So if you have trouble sleeping or getting to sleep or kind of de-stressing and deloading before bed, try this Wind Down Yin Express class. It's going to be great. Excellent class. Yeah, this is what I meant. I appreciate that comment, NP. NP says bodybuilding app. I don't know if is it just like bodybuilding.com, or bodybuilding app has a pretty decent tracking method, but you live on your phone like a bimbo. This is why the tracking in the app is not important to me. This is why I'm going to try to, make sure that there's a feature where it's, again, without being specific, I'm going to try to accommodate this kind of a feature if possible. But I don't, even if you're on your phone, I don't want this app, and you guys know this, if you're doing a Swollen 7 or you're doing a yoga class, I guess if you're doing a virtual trainer, there are certain applications inside the app and inside Swollen Enormous X that you are going to be on or streaming your phone to your TV or something. You're doing a Swolga class, or you're doing the Wind Down Yin with Alex. You're going to be watching, right? You're going to be doing it. You're going to be watching it live and you're following along, right? Swollen 7, you follow along. You don't have to. You can watch the Swollen 7. You can look at the Swollen 7 and then that's your workout and you don't have to turn it on. You just know you're doing a minute of this and a minute of this. You can actually scroll through. You don't have to literally follow along, but you can. And of course, when you have your workouts, you don't need to look and be like, how to do a bench press. You learn how to do a bench press and then you do the bench press. You don't need to know and be on your phone. And I really don't like the look or the impulse or the need to be like compulsively on your phone entering stuff. Not because how it looks to other people. I mean, I think it does look retarded. But you might be listening to your music, you might have your headphones on or something. So I know or you have kids and you have other obligations. So you're answering a text message between rest periods. You're doing maximum swole, you're resting for 3, 4, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, maybe between a heavy set. So it's like, it's normal. You pick up your phone. I get it. But you really want to unplug from that. You don't want to be like glued to it. It's better for you to be in the moment. And when you get to the book and you get to your actual journal, like it's just a much better way, in my opinion, to stay focused and not get distracted. Because every time you open your phone, you guys know this, even if you're going to, quote, track your workouts, what are you going to do? You're going to track your workouts and you're going to open up TikTok or Instagram, scroll for a second, and just, it takes your mind out of it. So you just got to be very careful with using your phone for tracking. It's just my personal take on it. That's not my thing, but again, don't be a bimbo. Don't be a bimbo. But there are going to be things that you're going to be able to do in the app that are pretty damn sweet. All right. We'll do the merch last. We'll do the merch last. It's great. All right. By the way, I thought this was an error. I thought this was a mistake. I was like, oh, we just did one last week, but it wasn't last week. It was 2 weeks ago. I can't believe that it was 2 weeks ago. It seems like it was just last week. But fam, we're on Roundtable 73 this Thursday, August the 1st. August the Schwamm. Another roundtable. So you can join the fam over at swolearmsx.com and be there for the roundtable. Again, that's amazing benefit of the app. You're going to have your community in the app. It's going to be fucking awesome. But of course, the roundtables, we like the Zoom call so everyone can call in and hop on. So super awesome. I'm still kind of shocked that we didn't have one last week. And I'm like, no, we didn't have one last week because I got my beard. Usually we do it on Thursday. So this Thursday, we don't have a live show. We have the roundtable. So I usually get my hair cut. I need to get my hair cut, but I usually get the beard trimmed and stuff like that on Thursdays. So it's like, no, that is accurate. It is 73. I could have fucking sworn that last week. So anyway, awesome. Definitely a positive. It was a shock that we already on the next roundtable. I feel like it was just last week, like I said. So roundtable 73, Thursday the 1st, this Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And again, what's really, really cool about the app is it's so easy to listen to audio. It's so easy to listen to the brain gains. It's so easy to listen to previous roundtables. It's so easy to access all the amazing content like in Swole TV and stuff. So I literally, and I'm testing this. I go and I open up roundtable resource, boom, hit play, and you can play in the background like you're listening to a podcast. You could go on other apps and it plays in the background. It's fucking awesome. So anyway, if you can't catch it live, that's a great feature. A great benefit is you can access it really easily and catch up on the calls because we get them up usually later that night or the next day. So anyway, that's super cool. And roundtable 73, another one. Cerny says, quit talking about it's killing me. Just edging Cerny over there. Just people can't fucking wait. Can't fucking wait for that app.
Frankly, are attacks on science.
All right. Positive Charisma says apps should be useful, not addictive. I agree. NP says we need that don't be a bimbo shirt. Yeah. Let's see. Ribix says, I've yet to find a good way to track personally, but I'm also very squirrel in the brain. Yeah, I mean, that's the issue with tracking and doing stuff in an app is that it's kind of like out of sight. I noticed this, and you guys probably noticed this. You take pictures and then the photos just disappear. You never go through your photo album. You just take pictures and screenshots and then it just builds up and you never really go back. But if you took pictures, you had physical pictures, you would have them on your wall, you would scroll through them. And maybe I'm just dating myself because I remember when people actually used to take pictures and write things down and use like a pen and shit. So I know it depends on the generation. When you grow up doing that, you have a more connection to it. But I just like the freestyle flow of having it written the way I want to write it in my handwriting, because I have more of like a photographic memory in that sense. Like when I'm writing stuff down, I connect with it and I can write it the way I want to and track it the way I want to. I don't like being corralled into tracking or writing things down the way an app wants me to do it. I don't like being forced into a box when it comes to tracking that kind of stuff. So, but again, it depends on what you're comfortable with. Depends on what you're comfortable with and what you're used to doing. And I've been tracking my workouts. When I started doing this, I was in college, so it's the cheapest way to do it. Composition book, you get like a 3-pack for like $5. Pen, done. Anyway, again, for those of you that might be, I don't really know how to track or it's really weird, the way I do it, I like it, and I'll do a little masterclass and show you guys the way I do it and the way I like to do it, and it's cool. It's cool. So I have a way where I have the workout that I'm doing. I also have the weight that I did previously that I'm trying to beat or improve from. I have the date that I did it, so I can have some context like the last time. I know when I hit a PR, when I increased based on what I can highlight, and whether the weight means how much is on each side of the bar. Like I have a very simple way to do it that I've developed over the years just on my own. I've never looked and seen this from anywhere. I just do it myself, and I enjoy it. Allows me to crush every day. Do I track macros? No, absolutely not. No, that's not important to me. It's really not important. You make sure you focus on your protein and fat, fill in the gap with carbs. And if you're trying to bulk, make sure that you are increasing. Like again, we're not trying to bulk here. We're trying to put on muscle. So if you're trying to gain, it's not gaining fat or weight. It's about gaining muscle. So building muscle doesn't necessarily mean you're gaining weight. It means you might be gaining weight in terms of muscle, but overall weight. If you step on the scale, maybe you're losing some fat, maybe you're fluctuating with water weight. So you really want to make sure that you're building muscle, and the only reason you'll know you're building muscle is if you see your numbers increasing, you see your strength and your reps going up. Rep strength and weight. Okay. Any last minute questions? Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. Let's do the merch. And then what we'll do is we'll give away the Swole card. Hashtag Swole fam. If there's no other questions, we will move on, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow. Who's ready for some merch? We ready?
Hi, puppy.
Who's ready for some merch? Well, some merch. Who's ready for a new design? A new design. Sometimes we spoil you and we do more than one design, but today we got one. It's a simple one. Simple but straight to the point. Yeah, merch. All right. Still 20% off everything on papaswole.com.
What's in the box?
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. You guys know the best pre-workout in the game is taking 2 scoops of Shut the Fuck Up. You guys know if you want electrolytes, you got to be pounding those vegan tears. But after a hard workout, if you want to get enough protein, everyone's worrying about eating 2.5 pounds of meat and 30 fucking eggs. Look, that's all well and good, but right after a workout, you need something that's going to give you electrolytes. You need something that's going to give you high quality protein and fats. You need something that's going to be the most complete protein on the planet. And that, the only thing that will give you all of those things right after workout is bull milk. Yeah, Cerny said bull milk. That's absolutely right. So get a very complicated design. Bull milk. Make sure you get yourself some bull milk. Check it out now. papaswirlio.com. Yeah, you called it. So if you look closely, you have the bull is branded with the beard logo. It's pixelated. If I zoom in really, really tight, you know how steer get branded with the rancher's tag. So we have bull milk And people will look at this and be like, bull milk. That's boom. It's hieroglyphics. This shirt is going to be found. This is going to be found. This is going to be found fossilized in thousands of years. We're going to have highly evolved humans that are digging through ancient civilizations. And this is going to be found like burnt into some sort of limestone, like compressed over time. You know, one of you were in the gym and like, let's say a comet hit and you were in the middle of lifting and you're wearing your shirt and then it got like flash burned into the ground or anything around. And then boom. And then boom. They're going to be like, oh my God, they used to eat bull milk. These people were insane. They must have been jacked. So these are hieroglyphics. This is what the Egyptians were trying to tell us. They were writing things on the wall, and, this is just modern hieroglyphics. Swoleglyphics, bull milk. It will be found in my closet. Sarah Wheaties, I think Woody Harrelson in Amish gear. Oh, the Munson could be the 2.0 version of bull milk. Sheena says, my daughter's favorite thing to do is to look for the beard logo on my new shirts. There you go. There you go. Always have a nice Easter egg. Woody Harrelson. The Munsonator. All right, fam. That's all we got for you for today. I don't see any more questions, but check out all the new designs and releases. Go to your updates tab. And the good news is when we have the app, you're going to have a section for all the new releases. So right there at the top of the app, you're going to see all the new drops. So when we drop it, we have push notifications. So you'll have a notification letting you know there's new releases or a new alert. There's a lot of real cool features. And actually, after this right now, going to be going and working on that a little bit more. So check out all the new designs. Try the new evening yin class with Alex. We have the Wind Down Yin Express that's now available. We got the new merch, the bull milk merch over there at papaswolio.com. And of course, we have the new recipes. We got, let's see here, the feature class. We got spicy lamb meatballs, chicken, asparagus, and rice, egg and veggie muffins, all great new releases. So the recipe tab, and we have the filters. We have a great way you can filter all these different products site-wide. We have site-wide search in the app, which is even better. Currently on the website, we had a little makeshift filter system for the yoga, but now you'll be able to filter your search and search the entire site right from your homepage. Open up the app, boom, hit search, and you can search the entire app, and you have a detailed filter system if you want to get more specific. So right now we're going through all the tags from all like it ain't easy tagging 400 yoga classes and master classes and all this kind of stuff. But we're doing a good amount of restructuring and reorganization and figuring out what we want to bring over to the app and what we want to focus on the most. So that's been the biggest source of excitement, is seeing the potential for the app and then getting excited about filming all the new content for it, because we're going to be doing a lot more filming now that the app is launched in terms of new content. So not that we're not releasing a lot of stuff already. We already have new yoga and recipes and all that stuff every week. But now we have a lot more things that we are going to be able to do even more efficiently. So excited for that. Keep on edging you, and I'm going to keep on doing it until it's released. I'm not even sure if I'm going to tell you when it's released. I might just drop it one day. No, I'll let you know. And what's very likely is, well, I'm just going to keep on teasing you. I won't say anything else. I said too much today. So I am going to go and check on some of those other features and keep on pushing. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Make sure you leave a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Listen to this weekend's episodes if you want a little bit more Daily Swole. So catch up on the ones over the weekend. They were great. Appreciate all the responses via Swole text. Make sure you keep an eye out for that. And we'll see you tomorrow for 3007. We got to give away the Swole card. So let's... I almost forgot again, to be honest. I will say, fam, I did catch this at the beginning. I didn't get to address it, but today's Swole card is going to our very own Jen in the Telegram chat.
Congratulations!
And I'll explain why. I just need to read this post. So I did catch this in the middle of the show. I just want to read this one post and give you some context. Jen might have shared this in, I'm not sure if she shared this in the Telegram chat or on Rumble. But Jen says, "Good morning, fam. I'm in such a sad place this morning. We lost our pup unexpectedly on Friday night, and we are all so devastated, especially Riley. The worst thing one can do as a parent is break their child's heart, and this was the first time for me, and I've been crying like a little bitch since Friday. She was at her father's house this weekend, and when she came home yesterday, we told her, and she was absolutely heartbroken. Don't have that much in me, but I've been telling her we have to keep pushing forward, even if we just take things slow. Animals are so special, and life is just so precious. This little doggy was one of the best dogs we ever had, and I'm thankful he came into our hearts." So this doesn't bring the pup back, but sorry to hear about your loss. I can't even imagine. I mean, Papa Swolio's 19 and she's still trucking, but you know, it's never going to be easy. And yeah, a big hug from the Swole fam. So this Swole fam card hopefully will ease the pain and something to look at, and remember that we got your back. So Jen sent us an email to support@swolenormous.com, Swole card 3006 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email, and in the Telegram chat or the Facebook group, just tag Jen, let her know. I'm not sure if she posted anything in the Facebook group, but make sure that you give her some love and yeah, show her support. We're here for you, and sorry to hear about your puppers. It's very sad. No one likes to hear that. No one likes to hear that. So we all know kind of, we either had that experience or we will, but yeah, sorry to hear that, Jen. So thank you everyone for being here. Jen for the Swole card, just make sure you tag her, let her know. I'm not sure if she's still in the chat. Oh, there she is. So anyway, fam, thanks for being here. Love you, Beaches, and we'll see you tomorrow for 3007. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, shit. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my